Chuggalos, don't adjust your volume. Welcome to day 12 of the Brew Crew Podcast Advent Calendar 2023. Oh my goodness, what a day it's been. Other people will ply you with excuses and I wasn't able to record. You know what? I'm able to record, and I'm going to tell you why today is an important day. We're in the midst of the holiday. It's the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation inspired holiday party for my company. I dressed up like your favorite and mine, Uncle or Cousin Eddie. I wish I had the hose or whatever, but you know what? We got to get back to old school. It's not the hat. It's not the cigar. The cigar is nice. It's not the bathrobe. It's the bandana. It's owning your gimmicks. Boom. Today, I'm glad we have it. We have a Kolsch on the episode, and I'm excited to get to it because this is a second beer that we had from this year's Advent Calendar. It's Third Eye Brewing Untapped Potential. Not Third Eye, which JT and I got into a discussion on the mothership about whether it was a West Coast or a New England, and he beat me. I will concede that loss to him. It was much more of a New England characteristic. So hopefully this isn't too shook up, but we're going to go with it. It's going to be a Kolsch 5.0, so it's going to be an easy drinker. And I need an easy drinker right now. 3, 2, 1. A little shook up. It's got that Kolsch nose. It's got that Kolsch, the cousin Eddie, the breathability is coming through. Everything is delightful about this. And again, it's got the IBUs on it. Yesterday we were talking about the IBUs where it had an 18 on the stout. This is a 24. So if you care about that on your stout, on your profile, outside of the pale ale or an IPA. So this is a Kolsch that comes through with a 24 IBU. The bitterness reigns through supreme, as you'd expect on a Kolsch or an IPA. The interesting thing, so we've already done Third Eye on day 3 of the podcast, or day 3 of the Advent Calendar. So I wanted to know the difference. So I Googled the difference between a Kolsch and other beers. And Kolsch you're going to love this. A Kolsch is a style of beer originating in Cologne, Germany. Okay, you'd expect Germany. That's because of but it's a protected geographical indication. Wow. So that's very, we're going to get there because bourbon is very protected in the United States. But anyways, it's got to be a beer that's made within 31 miles of Cologne, Germany, and brewed according to the Kolsch Convention, 2 Ks. Kolsch Convention, as defined by the members of the Cologne Brewing, but Cologne with a C. So Kolsch Convention, 2 Ks, Cologne with a C. Brewing Association. Kolsch is one of the most strictly defined beer styles in Germany, according to the convention. It's pale, highly attenuated. I'd have to look in that. Hoppy and bright, which is accurate. This is very hoppy. This is a very bright beer. It's filtered but not cloudy. Interesting. And it's a top fermenting beer. What's the difference? Maybe Chuggalos Stev. Check out JT and Chuggalos Phil. Not Stev. Chuggalos Phil, because maybe he knows the difference between a top fermented versus a bottom fermented beer. And that's something I could postulate on. I have my ideas. The difference between fermenting from the top and fermenting from the bottom. And again, it's a warm fermented beer with top fermenting yeast, so warm fermented. Then conditioned at a cold temperature. So it's fermented warm and then cold conditioned. Much like a lager. Lagers are cold conditioned. And the process is similar to that of a Alta beer, which you don't see a lot of. You see a lot of Kolsches. They're coming into the vernacular of the beer drinker, but not alt beers. You see that a little bit. Some of the bigger brewers or whatever will make a solid alt beer. Leinenkugels does that. Who else makes it? There's other alt beers that come out there. So I just know Lion Kugels. I'm not going to do the website because we did that a couple of days ago. This has got a little bit of funk to it, and you would expect that in a Kolsch. It's a standard without being offensive. It lets you know that you're drinking a beer. It's not an easy drinker. It's not a mimosa in characteristics. It's not sweetness. It's not. There's not something I could pair with that outside of something salty, something savory. But like, I know I say I can't. I'm just reaching for things. Unfortunately, everyone has something going on today, so I don't have the reliability of going to Chuggalo Kate, Chuggalo Smoke Show. Chuggalo Stev is probably going to record a couple hours from now. Hopefully Chuggalo JT and Svil record something. They're going to record at odd times. I'm going to carry this one by myself. This has got a funk and a cloudiness and a profile to it that it borders on a pale ale, like a Eastern European pale ale, where it's got like the rough edges to it. There's a lot of characteristic in this. I bet it's spot on for like a robust and highly crafted Kolsch. This just isn't for me. I was really excited about their third IPA that we had on day 3. This one, I can't wait. I can't wait for the feedback on this one because this is going to be a polarizing beer. There's going to be other people. There's going to have yeast characteristics. Like if we're talking about Chuggalos Smoke Show 2.0, that this could give like a breadiness to it because it's there. It's going to give a depth and richness of flavor. This beer just isn't for me. And that's okay. I appreciate it. We can't all have home runs. The fact that this is a Kolsch, I feel like Third Eye, this is one of their standards. This is one of their full-timers. Oh, it's got a bunch of gold beers. Or gold medals, excuse me. 2020, 2021, and 2022. Delicate and extremely drinkable. I don't get that. I need a little bit more smoothness. And 2022 Ohio Craft Brewers Cup and took Best in Show in the competition in 2020. We'll blame it on COVID. People's palates were burnt. I see what they're trying to do here. Off the top rope, I'm going to give this a solid 3. It's probably a good Kolsch, but it's outside of my periphery where my palate becomes. Man, outside of that, such an awesome day. So much I want to cover you Chuggalos with in the future. We're gonna leave that in the background untapped. But outside of that, I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Another day, day 12 of the Brew Crew Podcast Advent Calendar 2023. Cheers.